Here we are today on Crash Cars, and we have got an absolute gem. A 2018 V8 DB11 Volante. Like, we are so lucky to have this. I mean, this is one of the first ones in the country, so let's absolutely enjoy this thing and dig right in. So, like I said, it's a 2018, which means Aston Martin has actually completely discontinued the V12 for their DB11s. And that kind of sucks, but about a month ago, they just released a new car, the DB11 AMR series, which actually brings back the 12. So if you want a V12 DB11, you have to go to the AMR. But we got the DB11 V8, so let's jump right in. And the V8 is actually from AMG, from Mercedes. And the reason they did that is, I don't know, they did it. But Mercedes has been kind of pushing Aston Martin to do a couple things throughout the past few years. One of them is the complete entire technology package inside. You can very easily recognize the little trackpad, the spindle, and even the indicator toggles are all from Mercedes and are in every single one of their cars. It's quite recognizable. Only thing that's not is the little window buttons, and that's minor details. But now they have told Aston to go ahead and put in their trusted V8 that is just, 503 horsepower, goes from 0 to 60 in the V8 in the Volante in about 4 seconds. So it's a screaming demon. It's fast. It's really fast. So convertible, GT, Aston Martin with an AMG motor. So that's basically the beautifulness and prettiness of a British car with the German reliability underneath the hood. However, they did pair the ZF 8-speed transmission with the AMG, so it does have a little bit of Aston in the powertrain. Kinda Aston, not really, but anyway, they were a little worried about it being paired with it. They thought it might not be able to handle the craziness of the V8, since, I mean, the AMG V8 is pretty impressive and pretty gnarly with the torque. I mean, this thing produces 497 torque along with that 503 horsepower. And all that torque is available at a very low RPM. So they had good reason to worry about their transmission. However, it's done really well. Now, I mean, I'll back up for you, show you a couple beauty shots in the beginning like I did. But I mean, gawk at this beautiful car, because it is just incredible how beautiful British people can make cars. I mean, Germans make good cars too, so do Italians, but the British make a good looking car. So enough about talking about how good it looks, enough about talking about the engine. Let's move on to showing you the engine, because you're probably pretty interested to see what it looks like outside of an AMG Mercedes and what it looks like inside a DB11. So let's pop this absolutely huge hood. As you can see, it doesn't look like an AMG, does it? It does not. So this is it, the V8 with their good old cross, that's really hot, with the good old cross members. And it is also bi-turbo, if I forgot to mention that. And it's a screaming demon. I mean, just like the AMGs, it's fast, it's got a lot of torque, it's got a lot of horsepower, it's got 2 beautiful turbos on it, and it's a beautiful engine. It doesn't look like the AMG, but here it is, tucked away just like it should be in an Aston Martin. So here we are at the trunk now. I mean, that engine's beautiful, right? And that whole hood, just how big it is. It's impressive how they can just put that on there and it works. Kind of saves weight and is kind of cool looking too when it goes up. But here's the rear end. Let me step out of frame for you. Absolutely just sleek, a gentlemanly looking rear end, and just look at those taillights. I mean, those are some beautiful taillights. I've not seen many prettier than that. But I want to show y'all something very, 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 very interesting. Let me step back in. The trunk. Now, On the non-convertible, it is quite big. But on the convertible, it is a little small. So I'll pop it for you. You don't have much space in there. All you can really put in is one golf bag and maybe your shoes and maybe a hat. And the other one, you can actually fit 3 golf bags, and it goes in quite a ways back up in there. So little bad thing, but at least it's got a trunk in a GT. That's impressive. I gotta give it that. It's supposed to have one in a GT, but you know, they did okay. But here you go. Aston Martin DB11 Volante rear end. Now you know what? I know y'all can see the inside, but I haven't really shown you the inside. So let's hop in there, and then I'll describe almost everything inside. Show you a little interesting thing that they need to fix in all the Aston Martins, and then we'll take it for a spin. So it's convertible. So where's the roof? All right. So let me show you how it's done. It's a little tricky to find the button. It's really small and there's only one, and it's not that good of a description. Anyway, I'll shut up. This is the roof. Now, what it is it's a fabric roof. It's not a hard top, and they did that mainly for storage. And as you can see, it's really fast. It's about a 20-second opening and closing roof. All done. So here's your roof. Now, let me bring you guys inside. Aston Martin, of course, would have made it like this. I mean, yeah, the DB11 is the replacement to the DB9, so they had to step it up a little bit, but they went above and beyond. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And the back legroom issue is the same. They didn't change that at all. They made the car bigger, but they didn't make the back seats bigger. Okay, real quick, I'm turning on the car because it's hot in here. So let's jump to the back real quick so I can show you all that startup. That AC feels nice. That exhaust sounds insane, doesn't it? I mean, wow. Let's make it a little different. There we go. All right, so here we are back inside. Let's get to talking, okay? The Mercedes and Aston collab, I guess you could say, is all right in the screen. And the screen sits right in the middle. And what it is basically it has the command system in it. It's got the trackpad right here and the little spinny dial right here with the back and the favorites on the left and right. And you got some little different dash right here. You got your parking, reverse, big old start button. Now it's not like the DB9 or any of the older Astons where you push the key in. It's just put the foot on the brake, push the start button, and that's how you start the car. Then on the left side you got the P and R, and on the right side you got the neutral and the drive. Now let's move over to the steering wheel. The steering wheel, like always on Astons, is very plain and very simple. Modern looking though. And what you got on the left side, you got some talkie buttons, hang up the phone, you got your suspension on the top, and you got your sport mode selector on the right side on the top. You got your home button, back arrow, and your turn on the phone, answer the phone. Now for paddle shifters, they're aluminum, and they feel great to the touch. These are powder black. You can get different colors depending on what color interior you have, but they got a nice little click to them too. Beautiful. And for your little toggles, it's the Mercedes toggle, so very nice, obviously. I mean, oh, real quick. This is really cool. Ready? Your center console is electric. That's fancy, right? I mean, do you know any other car that literally has a button to open and close your center console? I mean, that's impressive. Now for space, real quick, there's not much. There's maybe 4 inches of height, depth, And I mean, it is about a foot long in all. So, and it's got 2 cup holders right there. So it's not that big in total, but it's something. It is something. It's bigger than an S-Class's console, which is good. It's something to say because, I mean, they collaborate with Mercedes. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. Anywho, command system, it's easy. Mercedes, they've done a great job with that. Not much to talk about. Right here, you got a full digital dash. You got an RPM gauge, RPM reader in the middle with a little miles per hour. And then you got your temperatures, and you got a little selector over here, which you can go through all different kinds of menus. Now, interior space, it's got plenty of headroom, especially for a convertible. It's awesome. And the seats, they're big seats. I mean, I'm a 6'2" guy that is not small. I'm not fat, but I'm not small. And I got plenty of side room right here in the bolsters. It's awesome. Like a much bigger dude can fit in here than me. And leg room, the seat goes all the way back, thankfully, but for leg room, this thing is big. It's really big. It's long. Like, if I push the seat all the way back, I actually would struggle to touch the pedals, honest. It's a gentleman's car. They built this thing for gentlemen, and most of the time, gentlemen are kind of big dudes. So, it's a great size interior. The seats are super comfortable. They got good side support, incredible back support, and the headrest. The headrest could be a little more forward, but who knows? The steering wheel feels great to the touch. Now, my favorite part about getting in and out of this, one, it's easy to get in and out of because it's Aston Martin, and they make it easier because they're not a full-on super car. I mean, they're a sports car. They're almost supercars, but not really there yet. But anyway, the door helps you. On a lot of sports cars, the doors are heavy and are not easy to open. Now, these doors are actually designed to open upward too, so it makes it even harder. And these actually help you open the door, open and close. So that's kind of nice. Now, there's no electric button or anything, but it's kind of like a little spring-loaded mechanism in there. And that's really handy, especially if it's a lady driving and the door could be heavy. So they were thinking, let's make it easier for her or whoever if they're not the best at picking up things. So that's probably my favorite thing about getting in and out of the car. So we've talked about the command, all the smart stuff, everything in here. Basically, the last thing to talk about is sound. Now, as you can tell, my voice is kind of echoey in here. It's really kind of impressive how the soundproofing is, especially in a convertible. It's really impressive. And along with that is their sound system is absolutely beautiful, first of all. It's I can't pronounce it, a Bang & Olufsen sound system. Sorry if I butchered that. But they got 3 speakers up front, a subwoofer, which is in the middle, and then 2 tweeters that pop up. And it's really cool how they just pop up. And then you got 2 speakers right here, a big subwoofer right here, and a couple speakers in the back. And that thing rocks your world. All in all, Aston has done a beautiful job with this interior and redesigning it and putting some awesome technology in it that is German-backed. And they've done a good job up front. Back here, no legroom. It's basically for you to put a backpack or a satchel or whatever you want to back there. So, yeah, you know, I give it a thumbs up. So, enough with the interior. I blabbled on a long time about that. Let's take this thing for a test drive, all right? So, let's go ahead, buckle up, and let's hit the road. All right, so here we are, driving now in this very good sounding V8. I mean, Mercedes obviously is gonna create some car that sounds very good, and thankfully for Aston was smart enough to listen to them and put it in. Well, their engine actually, they put their engine in. And this puppy sounds good. I mean, dang. But as you can tell, we took the top off because it's just too hot out here down in Atlanta, Georgia, to be driving with the top up, and especially on this fairly pretty day. So driving around for a few seconds, you begin to realize that this car actually is very comfortable. I mean, the seats are like pillows. The suspension is godly. I mean, the way they've designed it is absolutely, it just flows beautifully over bumps and over anything. And with the top down, as you can see, my hair's not going crazy, which, I mean, a little bit on the side, but that's kind of impressive. They've done something absolutely marvelous with the aerodynamics. Speaking of aerodynamics, what they've done with this car is, with all the active dampers and everything, the downforce is just, they've done a good job when they want this to be a sports car. Now, when we say sports car, we expect something that, yeah, it's sporty. It's something that could be comfortable. And if you put your foot down, you can put your foot down or whatever you want to do. And even open the baffles to make a better sound. So, there's your sound and there's the foot down. Sounds good and goes, and it's quick. They've done a, so see, I've driven the V12, and the V12 isn't that fast. Not at all. But for some reason, it's 0.1 seconds faster on 0 to 60. I don't know, maybe it's just the soundtrack of this makes the feeling so much faster and so much better. Maybe the V8 is a better option. And then again, we are in a convertible, so the wind going by is going to make it seem a lot faster too. So here we are now on a little bumpier road, and then it actually kind of feels like a boat going over a wave, just going vroop, vroop. That's, I kind of like that. I mean, with your big bumps, obviously it's a sports car, so it's going to get a jolt and a pop or whatever. Oh, wait, here we are, an empty straightaway. We got to do it again. Yeah, the V8 was a much better idea. It's 200-pound lighter in total. That's incredible. With this aluminum body and that exhaust system. This car, Aston has done a great job changing it, and especially putting the V8 in the convertible. I mean, that soundtrack with this roof down, marvelous. So let's go enjoy this car a little more. The tranny pairs so well with this V8. I mean, it is so much better than what they could have possibly put in here, the AMG, which would have ruined the car, absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed driving this. This is a great thing to ride in and just enjoy. Holy crap. But sadly, there's a time limit and we're coming near, so we're returning back. So here we are now. But wow, this DB11 is just holy crap. Well, now that we're back, it's kind of sad. Beautiful day to drive a convertible, especially a V8 that sounds this good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of the DB11 V8. Absolutely incredible. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy the ones to come next. Go check out the ones that were previous, and go check out my Instagram and my Facebook, both Crash Cars, and my website's Crash Cars Online. Thank you guys so much for watching. Crash Cars out. I want to give a special thanks to Motor Cars of Georgia for letting me review the DB11 Volante. Thank you guys.